responsible financial services to underserved female entrepreneurs, and to create opportunities for economic empowerment across all our 13 markets in Africa and Asia. We serve millions and millions of clients who use small loans to build businesses, to build their lives, to support their families, and to strengthen their communities. And a long-standing tenet of microfinance is to never over-debt your clients. However, it has meant, to a certain extent, in certain instances, that we're under-debting and under-servicing our clients. And bearing this in mind, we've also seen that the working capital needs of our clients outgrow what we normally serve. Their ambitions have grown. Their enterprises have expanded. Their financial needs increased. And as a company, we strongly believe that it's our duty and our responsibility to grow with our clients. When they are successful, when our clients are successful, we are successful. And that is why the development of an MSME proposition is such an important step in our journey and of our overall strategy. Alongside the core microfinance proposition that we offer for the last 13 years here in Uganda, we're building solutions that bridge the gap between microfinance and banking, closing the gap, supporting entrepreneurs as they transition from small informal businesses into more established enterprises. So this launch today reflects one of the key pillars of the group's overall growth strategy, enhancing and diversifying our product offering to better meet the ever-evolving needs of our clients. While the core of our MSME proposition is around meeting the growing working capital needs of the clients, it also allows the offering of other products and services that help businesses become more resilient, more productive, and more sustainable over the long term. And basically, we need to offer all the banking services that you and I have in our inside pocket, also to the bottom of the pyramid. And we are especially proud, Alan and team, that Uganda is the first market within ASA International to launch this MSME proposition. ASA Uganda has consistently demonstrated over the last couple of years a strong entrepreneurial spirit, a vibrant MSME sector, a committed ASA team with a capability and a vision to bring this to life, to bring this dream alive. The lessons we learn here in Uganda will serve us and shape how we expand this offering across Asia and Africa. And so today's launch is therefore about much more than a new financial product. It's about creating pathways for growth. It's about supporting businesses and create jobs, strengthen the local economies, and above all, improve livelihoods. And it's about ensuring that our clients continue to see ASA as their trusted long-term partner in their financial journey. So I'd like to sincerely thank the board, management, the staff of ASA Uganda here with us for their hard work and dedication to make this possible. I also extend my appreciation to all our partners and stakeholders. Many of you are here today who have supported this initiative from the concept to the launch today. And most importantly, I would like to thank our clients for the trust they place into ASA International every single day. Their ambitions, their resilience continue to inspire us and drive our mission forward. So congrats to the ASA Uganda team on this important achievement, and thank you all for being here as part of this special occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our group CEO. Thank you very much, Rob. It's always great when a business says that the growth of their customers is what makes them happy. Some businesses may have a different one. I don't think there is any kind of business as such that is represented here today. We're still talking about women, please. Although I see that I'm seeing so many men outnumbering the women, but I know that the men are here to support the women because you cannot have a stool that doesn't have all the legs, you're right? So welcome. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming through to support the women. And also another thing that probably Mr. Semboze did not say, he didn't talk about the demographics in terms of the staffing numbers, that the women outweigh the men. Am I right, Mr. Semboze? Definitely. So they are just not talking the talk, but they're walking the talk as well. ASA is walking the talk. At this moment, I would like to invite the man of the hour. I called him the man of the hour, and he told me God is the man of the hour, which is rightfully so. But businesses go through a very long journey to think about new products, to think about how they will be able to dispense and serve their customers, especially when it comes to money. Money is a hard thing. Money is a little bit disturbing for any human being. It doesn't matter at what level they are. So for a business to think about huge amounts of money that are going to be dispensed without saying collateral is available, whereby you can say, I have the land title, I can sell the land and be able to recover the money. But you do, I don't want to use the Luganda word, but you take a bet and say, I am going to help this group of people. That is the women, and they will be able to pay back. But one thing that is for sure as well, not just under ASA, but many other financial institutions that I've had an interaction with, is that as the women, we pay back money. Not so. As the women, we are very loyal when it comes to paying back the men. I don't know. We can do another research. But I think this is the reason and the benchmark upon which also ASA International decided that, yes, we can go without the collateral, but be able to give out this money to change lives. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the regional head of the MSME sector, Mr. Muzora Kabuga, to give us more insight and squeeze out the juice out of this conversation and why we have this product.
Thank you, MC. Good afternoon. The Commissioner Representative, Microfinance Regulation from the Ministry of Finance and Planning and Economic Development, the Group Chief Executive, Mr. Rob Kedges, the outgoing Board Chair, Mr. Guy Dawson, the members of the ASA Board, our customers, partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muzora Kabuga, and I am the Regional Head of MSME at ASA International. And it is a very great honor to speak to you on this important day as we officially launch our MSME loan product. This launch is more than just an introduction of a financial product, but it is a commitment to empowering small and growing businesses, strengthening local economies, and creating opportunities for long-term prosperity. When we look at Uganda as an example, MSMEs are truly the backbone of the economy. In Uganda, approximately 15 million livelihoods. 15 million livelihoods. That's not a small number. Accounting for nearly 90% of the private sector businesses fall in this space. This emphasizes the need for solutions that extend beyond financing, that also foster sustainable growth. At ASA, we believe in an aspirational journey of our clients. Many have progressed from small loans to small business loans and are now ready to take on the next phase of business expansion. The MSME loan has been carefully designed to support exactly this transition. This product is available to both new and existing customers and is offered under a collateral-free group lending model, and that has been resounded a couple of times, making it very accessible while maintaining shared accountability. So we are introducing two categories of MSME. And one is MSME Silver, and this is between Uganda shillings 8 million to 14.999999. That is MSME Silver. And then the next category is MSME Gold, offering Uganda shillings 15 million to 35 million. These loans come at an affordable interest rate and a convenient repayment model and flexible tenures of up to 24 months. However, this product goes beyond lending. It's not just about lending, but we believe that beyond financing, every MSME customer becomes part of a business club. Beyond financing, we are adding value. We have carefully crafted our customer value proposition to ensure that businesses get more value. For example, trainings, business linkages, partnerships, and 100% digital disbursements and collections. Our clients are further supported by dedicated MSME relationship officers and our branches across the country, ensuring personalized service and proximity. I would like to extend our sincere appreciation, and I saw the partners, to Turaco, whose support has enabled ASA Life Care, but more specifically for MSME, also enabled micro property insurance, inclusive of burglary cover. This provides our clients with added protection and, most importantly, peace of mind as they do their businesses. At ASA, we're not just financing businesses, we're fueling ambition, enabling growth, and most importantly, transforming livelihoods. Thank you very much. One ASA, one journey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mzora. I think today you're going to have a good night's sleep, because I know what it means to organize for a launch such as this, and the creativity of saying we will stay at the head office and be able to do it from here. For everyone who is looking for us, you will still come back and say the very place where we did the launch. I am going to request our technical team to just give us a brief interlude, and as we do, I am going to request to call to the front the group CEO, Rob. I will request that you come and take the front seat. I'll also request Alan, our country CEO. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Rob. Okay, so we will have Alan coming through for this one as well, and then thereafter, yes, Mr. Muzora, yourself, please, as well. Make your way back here. A very brief interlude. Okay, we would like to manage time the best way possible, as we had promised. And this is the point in time that my colleagues normally love, the journalists. We love to ask the questions and get the right answers. We tend to poke a little bit, so I'm just preparing my panel, because I've been in that business for about 2 decades now. Prepare for the hot fire? No, not at all. You're not going to be on the spotlight. But I know that the media has quite some questions to ask, and I would start with, this is where they say terms and conditions apply, but I'll start with NBS Television, which is my home. Mohammed, please introduce yourself, and then you can fire your question to one of my panelists here.
All right. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Matovu. I'm a journalist. I work with NBS TV. And I've been listening to the conversation right from the group CEO and all the other, people who have presented quite well. But my question goes to group CEO, Mr. Rob. Why is it very important for the institutions like ASA to bridge the gap between microfinance and traditional banking? Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a very good question. So let me start with a bit of a broader answer, and I'll come back to you. So first of all, I think that microfinance or financial inclusion, which is a word I like much better than microfinance, is much more nowadays than just pushing out short-term, very small loans. I alluded to it that basically the bank in your pocket that you and I have from a normal banking world also needs to be available to the bottom of the pyramid. So it includes insurance, it includes savings, payments, but also financial literacy, digital literacy. That is something that we need to offer as financially inclusive, as ASA International. That is one of those steps, of course. One of the steps, of course, is going from very small loans to the bigger loans. And why? Because a traditional microfinance loan is often 2 million, 3 million, 4 million shillings. But at a certain point in time, our clients outgrow us. They have successful businesses and they need 10, 15, 20, 30 million shillings. And if we stop serving them, where do they go? They don't have the collateral yet. They don't have the size yet that the big banks will take them on. So in order to serve them in their growth journey, in their financial lives, I think it's imperative, it is a must, it is an absolute must that we grow with our clients so that we can offer not only small loans of 1 to 5 million shillings, but also the MSME loans of 10, 20 to 30 million. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Rob. I hope Mohammed has been answered. Tayari has a question, and they will be telling us who this is fired to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mildred. My name is Itogoro Mark Nyabhem. I work for Tayari West TV, and we are live on Tayari West as I speak, and we are carrying it until it ends. So mine is going out to Muzora, the product manager, MSME. Yeah, what makes ASA, Uganda's MSME, offering different from other financing solutions available in the market?
Okay, thank you very much, Terry, for that very good question. This is what makes us tick. And when we talk about MSME, this product that we're offering is one of a kind. And this is why. Number one, and I mentioned earlier in my speech, that beyond lending, we have built a customer value proposition. Beyond financing, I mean everyone is financing, but we are looking deeper. We have built a customer value proposition that supports the clients that come on board 360 degrees. Number one is, under the customer value proposition, we have things like trainings. We know that some of these businesses need certain, intellectual capital skills. For example, how do they file tax returns? How do they get support to register their businesses? How do they run their cash flows? Many of these people have businesses, but they do not know these things. And some of these businesses, want to become formal businesses, but they do not know how. So we're saying with MSME, this comes along with the loan, that every customer straight away goes into what we call an MSME business club, where they will be able to get all these services. The second thing, and very importantly, you can ask around. I do not know of any MSME financing institutions that are doing collateral-free loans. You only get that at ASA. And that really speaks volumes. And that is very unique. The third thing is the insurance cover that comes with it. Not just life, but also micro-property. So when you ask me what makes this product tick, those are the things. And I know that we stand, very strongly on our values. And even when we did our, customer value proposition, there was a lot of benchmarking. So this product has been carefully created to finance, but beyond financing, to support the well-being of
the business growth. 360 degrees. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Muzora. Now I understand the reason why the payment rate is extremely very high, because we have nothing to do but learn, do the business right, and be able to profit to get to payback. The next question is coming in from 91.3 Capital FM. All right, let's go with that one.
Thank you. My name is Edwin Mhomza from Capital FM and the High Flyer Report, one of Uganda's leading online business news platforms. My question is to do with ASA and directed to Mr. Allen. What is success to you 1 year later since the launch of this product? Thank you.
Is that on?
I was beginning to think I'm going to walk away scot-free. But they always say there's no free lunch. It's a brilliant question. Allow me to answer it in two ways. One is to help the team understand what we call the ASA model. The ASA model of responsible lending is that we get our customers to form groups, women customers to form groups within themselves as peers in every community that we operate in. We then watch that group over a period of time, basically 1 to 2 weeks, to make sure that the customers have organized themselves in a financially responsible way that they had already committed to each other. After that, we proceed now and start lending to the individuals in the group. Now, this model has worked quite well for us because of the peer pressure that comes with lending among communities and among groups, and the fact that these women talk to each other and they don't want to let each other down. Now, in our world, we measure something called PAR, which is the portfolio at risk, and the banks call it NPLs, or credit loss ratios. In our world, we have maintained a PAR of 0.3%. And that's quite impressive when you look at the portfolio that we are doing. Now, what does success mean to us is that if we can do MSME in the same approach of group lending, that's the first thing we want to be able to do. It means that we will continue driving the group approach, which is an ASA model, which has been tried and tested. The second thing for us, I think, is to say, how do we get, from a success perspective, at least 40 to 50% of our customers being upgrades? That is, customers who have grown with us from a small loan to a small business loan. Now we are upgrading them to MSME. That's quite a powerful tool, because it will show us that we are creating a demographic and an aspirational poverty eradication model from a small loan customer all the way to an MSME. The final thing I would say success is if we can be able to disburse about 40 billion Uganda shillings over the next 12 months in MSME, that will absolutely also be a success to us. Thank you very much.
All right, I wish we could have as much time to ask as many questions as possible, but unfortunately I might have to cap it at that. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank God the one on the mic this side is a female, otherwise we would say there is no gender balance on that panel there. But thank you so much, gentlemen. That's it. I think we'll just stand for a group photo as you go, as you will take your seats once again back to your seats. But we'll first of all stand for a group photo here for the panelists. Okay, all right, we look at the back and give very good smiles. The beauty is when you say ASA, it ends off with you having your teeth a little bit outside, so that is a smile. All right, we're good, we're good. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I will allow you to... Okay, now we know what success will look like. We know what the difference is with this particular product. And now it's time to ask the ladies who have the groups to come and get the money. And it's not just about getting the money, they will also be trained and make sure that the businesses flourish. Now, of course, when we talk about turning around fortunes of Ugandans, when we talk about financial inclusion, when we talk about household incomes, that is the catchword for the government currently. Our chief guest is right here with us, representing the government of Uganda. I think she just stepped out, and she's going to be coming back to speak to us. She just stepped out, and she will be giving, of course, the Uganda perspective, the government of Uganda perspective, because I know that on the next 5 years, the government has just been inaugurated, and the biggest conversation is about improving household incomes. Why? Because of the demographies that we talked about, not just the women, but also a highly dependent population. Because Uganda's age of consent is 18, but if more than 50% of Ugandans are below the age of consent, that definitely means that that is a highly dependent population. And so if you need to empower, you need to empower the households. And the biggest pillar, the households, are the women, the mothers, right there at that household. Also, even if we are to take the broader perspective of Uganda's demography, which is about 80% of people below the age of 30, still at 30, someone has just gotten out of university. They're still doing that course, that unfortunate course called streetology, trying to find a job, because it's quite a bit limited to find jobs, not only in this part of the world, but also amongst many parts of the world. So around 30, still someone is trying as much as possible to find something to do. But probably those who have done some skilling, those who have done some technical vocational education, this is the point in time where they get to start thinking about, can I use my knowledge to start out something? And when they're thinking about starting, then the pocket asks, where is the capital? And probably this is the kind of conversation that we are having right about now. So I'm going to ask our technical team to just give us a very brief interlude as we also get to synthesize and take in deep the conversation that we've taken. And in about 2 minutes, I will be inviting our chief guest. To our technical team, please. Some very smooth music. Okay, and now ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, our chief guest is in our midst, and I'd like to take this time to officially welcome her, as she will be in that capacity as well, representing the government of the Republic of Uganda, and also talking about what the aspirations of the government of Uganda have that are definitely in line with what ASA International are doing today. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our chief guest as we welcome her.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Group CEO of ASA Microfinance International, the outgoing board chair of ASA Microfinance International, the CEO of ASA Microfinance International, the board and management of ASA Microfinance Uganda Limited, development partners. Have seen FSD here, have seen ABI Finance, they have a development part. The executive director of Association of Microfinance Institutions in Uganda, Madam Jackie, she's seated over there. The representatives from financial institutions, I've seen Abisa, they mentioned Centenary Bank is around, they mentioned Stanbic Bank. I'm seeing the CEO of ABI Finance, Madam Mona. You're welcome to the event. The representatives from the fintech space, I saw he moved from InterSwitch. He told me now he's with Celtech. Mr. Couch. Ladies and gentlemen, invited guests, good afternoon. I am called Rachel Vanessa Muhwezi, Assistant Commissioner, Microfinance Regulation to the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. I'm here to represent the Commissioner, Microfinance Regulation, who was unable to attend, and I'll represent her ably. I am honored to join ASA Microfinance today at the launch of the MSME loan product. I extend my sincere appreciation to the management of ASA for inviting us as government, as their regulator, on this important milestone. Today's launch is timely and a strategic move because MSMEs remain the backbone of Uganda's economy. I heard the statistics from the media presenter here. She was talking about different statistics. But according to the available data for the sector, MSMEs contribute approximately 75% of Uganda's GDP and account for nearly 98% of the private sector workforce, which also generates over 80% of the domestic revenue. So you can imagine, Uganda's economy is private sector led. Actually, where we sit, when you look at how many people or how many, the 45 million population or 45-6 million that we have, government is employing lower than 1 million. We don't even reach 700,000 staff, the total government. So that total employment is coming from the private sector. That is why government of Uganda is supporting the private sector. SMEs, therefore, are central to employment creation, household income generation, innovation, and poverty reduction. I'll add on, I know you're hearing about what we are calling PDM circles and the MUWADA. Government is pushing out 1 trillion every financial year to circles, and these circles have to be enterprises. So, and why government is doing like that? Because when it will be able to maybe create or employ 1 person. That is what government is trying to do when it is supporting the private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the private sector in Uganda continues to play a critical role in driving inclusive economic transformation. Over the years, the government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and the regulatory authorities have deliberately supported financial inclusion initiatives aimed at expanding access to affordable and responsible financial services. I am pleased to note that Uganda's financial inclusion has grown significantly to 81% as of 2023, and that FinScope survey was led by FSD and all other relevant stakeholders in the sector. Largely driven by microfinance institutions, those are the results that we got, the circles, the mobile money services, and digital financial innovations. The tier 4 microfinance sector, where ASA Microfinance belongs, has contributed to this progress by extending services closer to ordinary Ugandans, especially women, youth, smallholder farmers, and business owners. You ably heard from the CEO, they are serving over 215,000 clients, and they have a wide branch network, and they said there is no institution that has a wide branch network like ASA in Uganda. The TIFO sector today comprises over 1,809 licensed SACCOs and non-deposit-taking microfinance institutions where ASA is licensed and money lenders across the country. The sector remains very important because it directly reaches communities that may not easily access traditional commercial banking. So the customers or the communities that are served by ASA, that Jaja, my Jaja in the village, cannot work in a commercial bank to even get a service. Sometimes I imagine myself, of recent I worked in a bank. Actually, I worked in the bank and I got out without opening an account. And my intention was to open up an account in that bank. I sat in the banking hall for 3 hours. 3 hours when I have not gotten a service and you want to open up a bank account. So I imagined myself in that commercial bank. Those ones will sit up to when the bank closes and they walk out. I actually walked out and I didn't open the account. I moved to another bank. You get? So it also goes back to us as financial service providers. As the regulator, our objective is not merely to increase access to credit through supporting institutions like ASA, but to ensure that ASA does responsible lending, ensures consumer protection, ensures financial literacy, and also ensures sustainable enterprise growth that will ultimately contribute to the growth of this nation. I therefore commend ASA Microfinance Uganda Limited for introducing an MSME-focused product that specifically targets underserved entrepreneurs and vulnerable communities. We should clap for ASA. I imagine those women that come together with a common objective, and I can get 35 million unsecured from an institution. That is so wonderful. It is a big block that you're adding to our nation. This demonstrates commitment towards inclusive finance and national development. I wish to inform the invited guests here today that ASA Microfinance Limited is among the top 5 CRIM compliant institutions under the regulated entities in the TIFO sector. So out of 1,809, ASA is among the top 5 CRIM regulated entities. Ladies and gentlemen, as the financial sector evolves, we are witnessing rapid growth in digital lending and technology-driven financial services, where innovations create opportunities for efficiency and convenience. It also calls for stronger governance, proper risk management, transparency, and ethical lending practices. I heard the regional head mentioning about digital platforms that they receive payments digitally and also disbursements are done digitally. Thank you, ASA Microfinance Uganda, for embracing digital platforms. It is paramount to note that institutions operating within the TIFO sector standards, fair pricing mechanism, consumer protection principles, and prudent credit management practices. They mentioned their per 30 days for those that have been in the credit sector. Per 30 days is only 0.3%. I think you are the best performing. You have the best portfolio in Uganda among all institutions. Next to you should be, there's one institution which is next to you, but you have the best performing portfolio. The government, it is also paramount to note that The government remains committed to strengthening the regulatory environment to ensure that the Tier 4 financial sector remains stable, resilient, and trusted by the public. That is the role of government, is to ensure that all the regulated entities, if I walk in today, I get a service, I am protected, I have trust in the financial system. I'll quote, His Excellency, the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has consistently emphasized the importance of wealth creation and access to affordable finance as a pillar for national transformation. He once noted and said, prosperity for all begins with people getting access to affordable capital to create wealth. So what we are seeing us are doing today, if an enterprise is able to get 15 million, it will create wealth. And how does it do it? If you invest in your business today, you're going to employ 1, 2, 3 people. You're improving the lives of those people that are benefiting from this enterprise, and that is the goal of government. The message strongly aligns with today's occasion because MSMEs require affordable, accessible, and sustainable financing in order to grow businesses, create jobs, and transform communities. Today, the entrepreneurs gathered here today, and those that are represented and those that are out there listening to us and watching us, I encourage you to use these financial opportunities productively that are being availed by financial institutions like ASA, which is under the Tier 4 sector. Borrow responsibly, invest wisely, and build enterprises that create value for your families and for the Uganda's economy. As I conclude, I congratulate ASA Microfinance Uganda Limited, represented by the CEO, upon this milestone and commend your contribution towards financial inclusion and MSME development in Uganda. It is now my honor and privilege to officially launch the ASA MSME loan product. I thank you, and may God bless you abundantly. For God and my country, I submit. Thank you.
A bigger round of applause to our chief guest. Thank you very much, Madam Mwezi, for re-emphasizing what the statistics are in Uganda. For some, they may look at it as a problem, something that is not good. To other people, they look at that as an opportunity, as a business opportunity. And I think if there is anything that does draw a difference between people who could just, when you give a room, some will look at it as, just an empty room. Another will look at so many things. Another may look at a restaurant. Another may look at a hotel room. Another may look at a bar. Whatever it is, it depends on what kind of mindset there is. So with all those numbers there is opportunity to not only make business, but also be able to serve Ugandans and turn around the fortunes of many other families. So I'm just going to request that we get just a few seconds, 30 seconds or 1 minute. Stretch out a bit, your neck, your back. I care about health so much. Yeah. I care about health just as much as I care about food. They say eat your food as medicine before you eat your medicine as food. So care about your health before others start caring. Let's just stand up a little bit, and we'll also have a transition because now we're going to go into the official